Hey guys, what's going on? Mike here, and today we are going to try to do some surf fishing here along Destin, and if we get anything, that will be going on the griddle tonight. Well, I am up with the birds. Yesterday, no fish. Well, I take that back. I'll show you some footage here as I'm talking. We did catch some fish. The water was actually really nice. It was a little rougher than normal. A little bit too much seaweed washing up on shore, which was catching the lines and washing them away with a heavy current. So we caught a couple pompano, a ladyfish, and nothing consistent enough or big enough to keep them to throw on the griddle today. So what I did is I did what I always do when I get bored and I wanted to grill something. I went and picked up half a pork butt from the grocery store. So today we are going to be smoking this pork butt on my PK300 all new original grill. So my screen's fogging up. It's really muggy. It rained all night here in Florida and it's a warm morning. So I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna get that pork butt prepped and let's get into it. All right guys, so I picked up this pork shoulder Boston butt roast. This is a half butt, as you can tell. And we're gonna go ahead and inject this with a 50-50 apple cider vinegar and apple juice, along with a little bit of a impromptu brine. And then we will go ahead and coat it in yellow mustard for a binder for the rub. And then once that is in place, let it sit for just a bit while the PK gets heated up to temp, and we will throw it on the PK. All right, so I do want to go ahead and take a look at this fat cap here. I'm not going to cut this off. I've seen people do that. I've seen people leave it intact. What I'm going to do is I'm going to score it, place in just little diagonal cut marks through it. And what that will do is it'll allow the fat to cook and render and eventually break down the way it should, but it will also prevent, depending on how you cook it, any spots becoming super tough or hard that'll just pull up in your mouth when you take a bite or when you pull it apart. All right, so some mustard. And I like to get it down in those scores of the fat. And obviously all the corners here. All right, so I'm gonna do a little bit of some classic butt rub here, along with the Weber dry rub. It's a little dark. There we go. It's a little dark, a little bit better now, a little lighting. So I'm gonna do a little bit of this, and then I'm going to get a little more aggressive with this, ensuring that I get this in all of these cracks. All right, so fat cap up here. I'm gonna let that sit for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna go get this PK grill cleaned up and fired up because it's a little dirty from my last cook. You can do it, focus. There we go. So while I was taking my kids to school, it decided to monsoon on me. So my PK was out in the backyard, it was opened up. I had a bag of charcoal out there opened up, drove my kids to school, started monsooning, traffic took a while, came back almost an hour later. PK was soaked. The opening on the charcoal bag did receive some water. I'm gonna find some dry charcoal from B&B here, and I'm gonna pair this B&B charcoal with this PK grill, and between the long cook times of B&B charcoal and the heat retention that a PK offers with that cast aluminum design, I should, in theory, be able to smoke this pork butt without any refueling today, just maintaining temperatures, managing airflow, and hopefully having some great barbecue. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this charcoal running. It truly does burn longer, hotter, cleaner. The last pork butt I didn't have to refuel at all, so it was nice to constantly not have to add charcoal. So this is only, that's my hand. It's kind of a mini chimney. The only reason we have that one is because we were traveling for about a year in our RV and space is paramount. And I was only using the PK Go and a tabletop pellet grill. So I didn't really need a full-size chimney. I might pick one up, but you'll see that's why I only have about, I don't know, I'd say 5 or 6 logs in there. These boys are more than done. I was taking my time on the computer in there. All right, so those are scorching hot. I'm gonna add a couple new ones too. So that wood got it got moist today when it got rained on. So I'm gonna try and let this dry out, get rid of that dirty smoke. All right, so it has been about, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. We reached an internal temp of 170. So I'm gonna go ahead, wrap this in tinfoil. It is looking pretty good. I did end up adding one more log and a couple pieces of wood. Other than that, we've been cooking with the same setup for the whole time. But let me wrap this real quick. So I have no room out here because I moved it from my backyard. I'm just gonna put it on this tinfoil on top of my cooler and get working. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that on there till we reach an internal temp of around 200 degrees. I'll kind of keep an eye on it. Got to run the kid to football practice and also ensure that I don't screw up this pulled pork. So let's check in here in a little bit and see how it goes. Alright guys, I am shocked to be saying this, but it's 9:10 tonight. This thing got up to temperature in the wrap at a pretty normal time, you know, and I repped it, threw it on the grill, and shockingly it was like another 5 hours to get this thing up to 190. It's not even at 195, 200, 203, like 9 hours in. It's been maintaining great temperature, so I don't really know what happened this time. It's a half a butt. So nonetheless, I'm gonna pull it, I'm gonna let it rest, and then I'm gonna show you guys what the final result is. Because at this point, it's 9:10, I'm hungry, the kids are hungry, and it's half a butt. I didn't spend a ton of money on it. If it's a failure, it's a failure. We'll try to go back to the drawing board. But in this case, I'm pulling it, we're eating it, and I'm gonna share the results with you, good or bad. All right, guys, so it's 9:30. I only let this thing rest 20 minutes. I know, I can hear you. I get it, it's too early, but it's 9:30. The kids are starving, I'm starving. And at this point, with this really odd smoke time, I'm just gonna pull it and see what happens. So I'm gonna show you guys as I unfold it. I'm gonna probe it as I do it. One thing I've noticed, regardless of what the probe temperature says, the probe is in and out like butter. So that's obviously a good sign. So, not sure what to think. This could be a total success or a total failure. Let's dig into it. All right, so let's just get a look at it. I mean, first glance, the bark is money. The bone appears to be, oh, yeah, the bone is falling out. I think this pulled pork is done. I'm not sure if my thermometer batteries are off or miscalibrated or if it was just a really slow cook. I'm not sure what happened, but that right there is a good sign. That's a pretty clean bone. I'm gonna probe it. I am just still curious what it says. Again, you know, we're talking 185, maybe 186 it'll go up to if I hold it here. I mean, this spot, good God. 160, I don't know what's going on. I'm so perplexed. All right, guys, well, the proof is in the pudding. This thing came out super fast, easy, no work from my end. It's actually still hot. But what matters is how does it taste?
I will be the judge of that.
Okay, let me get the kids. I got some fat in the grill still. I'm gonna pour over it, some drippings. It's a little dry, I do notice that.
I love it.
But the flavor's on point. The smoke is on point.
The bark.
Tenderness is on point. The bark is on point. The moisture's a little low, but as you'll see here, I got a solution for that. So let's pour this drippings over it and have some amazing pulled pork tacos. All right, guys, as you can see, it pulled apart pretty quick. I didn't have to put much effort into it. You can see some smoke here if you want. There you go. Time for a taco. All right. So this is a no frills. It's late at night. The kids are tired, I'm tired. We're throwing some barbecue sauce on it and we're eating it. Smoke is good, flavor is good, tenderness is good, a tad dry but with a little bit of fat pouring over it. Turned out fine. We'll see you on the next one.